Extra time.
John's Telegraph makes your life.
Hi Alastair, can you tell us about the moment that you told the rest of the dressing room, your teammates, and how they responded? Was there much emotion, what the reaction was?
Well, I was a couple of beers in, which I needed to be. Otherwise I would have cried more than I actually did. I managed to hold it together. At the end of the game, I just said, look, it might be good news, it might be sad for some, it might be happy for others, but it's time, and I've done my bit, and if picked, the next game's going to be my last game, and that's kind of all I said. There was a bit of silence for a little bit, and then I think Mo said something, and then everyone laughed, and we kind of got on with it, and had a nice evening in the change room.
Highlight, and if you could do anything differently, would you?
A personal highlight. I mean, you can't really look too far past those 2 away series where, obviously I was man of the series and we won the, obviously Australia and India. That will always be me. That's the best I could play, and probably as a career as a whole, that I can look back and say I became the best player that I could become, and that actually means quite a lot to me. Yes, I've never been the most talented cricketer. I don't pretend I was, but I definitely think I got everything out of my ability.
Sacrificing a lot of things in order to pursue that as a career?
I don't think it was hard sacrificing at all. I think, I was, as people probably know, I was stubborn enough, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. And so if you're missing out on a stag trip, or you're missing out on a lad's party, or you're missing out all that kind of stuff, it was the right thing for me to do. So I don't think it was a sacrifice that way. Obviously, the little bits of, you kind of rely on other people a bit more. So obviously at home with the family and with the farming and stuff, all that wouldn't be there when I came back to it. It wasn't for people, like Alice's mum and dad and their family and the friends who kind of help Alice out all the time. That's been so important. So they probably put more of a sacrifice in than I have in terms of that side of things. So when I do go back home and there's, things are still running smoothly, if you know what I mean. And that's, so people it's not just kind of my effort. Yes, I've put like the stuff in on my game, but to have that when you go back to is very special. So they've put in a lot more of a sacrifice, I think, than I have, because I've been able to go and chase it as well.
Would you do anything differently if you had your time again?
I don't think I would change. I think that's part of, I wouldn't, of course, there's decisions that in hindsight are so easy to make. Clearly the KP affair was a tough year. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Whether the fallout of that wasn't great for English cricket, it wasn't great for me. But I was involved in that decision without being, the bloke that actually made the final decision. But it's obviously the fallout for English cricket and the effect it had for 12 months wasn't great.
And how much would it mean to you to finish on a high here and get a big score?
Oh, it would be fantastic, obviously. It'd be great for England to win, most importantly. 4-1 sounds better than 3-2. But if I could, play a really good innings, that'd be fantastic.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.